All right, welcome as we continue with Chaos Theory Jurassic World and Jurassic World Evolution 2 from Frontier Games. We've had a little bit of a break. We did have a slight issue where going into the management views, which, eventually I'll get get a remembrance on what button I have to hit. There we go. So we were getting ourselves into management view and then discovering that we couldn't actually see anything in management view owing to the fact that there was a dinosaur escaped. And we're going to put that in quotes because while we did have a fence break occur over in, I'm looking at the gyrosphere track, but over in this general area over here, there was a fence break owed to the tropical storm that we had passed through the area. That was it. It was only it was only a brief moment where that fence was actually broken, and for some reason it had kind of glitched out. So we had to restart the game. Fortunately, we were able to save it, reload it, and we're right back in. Right back in without any trouble. Of course, it seems I cannot help myself. I need to continue with construction if I start the game up. So I did go ahead and add these two viewing galleries down here, another emergency shelter, and another restroom to try and promote coverage. And I've also set up to do a small little amenities section as we head over to where I'm going to install the aviary over in this section over here. So we'll probably also end up putting in another hotel. I'm probably going to also set up to research the larger hotel. I also want to go ahead and see what we've got here. We've got some new buildings apparently. So again, I would really like an option to scroll down the page without without actually selecting these items. I think it may be the Jurassic Tour and probably the Gyrosphere, which are the new buildings. Additionally, there must be some others. The photo point for the Gyrosphere and the Jurassic Tour would be new. Let's see. Sometimes if you go down fast enough, it'll show you. No, the new viewing platforms should not be new. Tour gates should not be new. The staff center might have been a new option, but yeah, without actually being able to scroll down through, we'll never really know. So what we're going to do here is we're going to bounce over to take a look at our staff, and we can see that our welfare specialist needs a bit of a rest, so we're going to go ahead and give Dr. Hadid some much needed time off. Unfortunately, Dr. Brains also needs some time off, so with that in mind, we'll just go ahead and leave these three to run the fort. I was just saying that I wanted to research something and have completely forgotten. Oh, the larger hotel. I think, unfortunately, that's going to require, or it's going to require more people. So I don't think we're going to be able to do that, but let's take a look and see what that actually requires. Yeah, we need 9, so I just put everybody on rest, so that's not going to be doable. So. But this does create a nice location for us to also put in the monorail station, because eventually we are going to need that as well. So we'll go ahead and line up our amenities, and then I think I'm going to park an attraction at the very end there. I think we'll put the monorail on this side, because if I remember, if the size or footprint hasn't changed all that much from the original Jurassic World Evolution, it should do us fairly well in that location. So let's go ahead and start popping in some amenities here. We're going to go ahead and add in some medium amenities, hopefully covering the distance back behind us well enough. I haven't noticed a real change in the radius. But let's see if we can't See, I think we have donuts somewhere. This is the herbivore enclosure. We should give them the vegan buffet. Ha ha ha. There we go. Vegan buffet with an ice cream parlor because I can't help but be a little sacrilegious. Let's also go ahead and add in a skeleton display. And hopefully then we'll start seeing some profits. Right now we don't have a whole lot of guests in there, so it's not being very profitable at the moment. But if we take a look at the management view and look at our amenity coverage, we can see now that food is covered all the way out there, which is good. So hopefully we will see the profits for this increase. We're also going to go ahead and add in a drink amenity. And once we add in an attraction on the end here, which is the plan to go ahead and add in a cinema, and possibly even a hotel, put a large hotel over here. Hopefully that will, we didn't want it to be food, we wanted it to be beverage. There we go, yes, go ahead and change that. And no, we're not doing boba. This isn't Star Wars, we're not into Boba Fett here. We're going to go ahead and give root beer with an aquarium, a photo booth, a play area, and also a water feature. Why not? Again, not very profitable at the moment, but no worries here. We're going to go ahead and add in a shopping amenity as well. There we go. So pop that shopping amenity in here, which we forgot to switch to shopping, so we'll have to do that. So there we go. We'll apply action figures. We'll do leisure wear. Why not? We'll give it dense racks. We'll give it karaoke in a gift shop. Just seems odd. A sunglasses stand. We'll add in skeleton display because those are fun. We'll also give it a water feature because it seems to appeal to our guests, and a gift stand as well. So there we go. We got all that going on there. We also want to make some. I also want to make some changes to the layouts. I do not want the Jurassic Park. I want Jurassic World panels. Roof style can go wood with stairs. We'll go ahead and give this one the roof. The roof is on fire. I also want to go ahead and angle these. We're going to go ahead and angle that one in that way. I don't mind the parapets with the awnings. Those are kind of nice. I think we're going to go with seating with canopy because that seems to make sense. And then this one, we're going to keep this one in the middle, but we're going to, again, change the entrance style, the roof style to wood with stairs. Seating with plants rather than a canopy. We'll leave the canopies there, and we'll leave the signage as it is, because this is root beer. So, and then we'll also go ahead and change this one to Jurassic World panels, which I'm just realizing we didn't do on the other one over there. Whoops. Roof style wood, no stairs for this one. We'll go with the large Jurassic World, but we'll move the entrance to a left angled. And instead of parapet with awning, we'll go ahead and give it something. Balustrade with plants, maybe? Yeah, I think we're going to go with balustrade with plants. There we go. And that should take care there. Of course, we have like new profits coming in off these. I'm going to go ahead and take out this excess bit of, well, I was going to take off this excess bit of pathway, but now I'm not so sure I want to do that. I'm going to give it a go and see what happens. I'm just going to try and connect a new pathway just to the very end here. All right, as long as it's not telling me that this last building doesn't have a path connection, I'm happy with it. So I'm going to go ahead and pop in the guest attraction, which right now is just a cinema. And then we're going to have to try and line this up so that it is parallel with my other amenities and so on that I got popped in here. And we're going to go ahead and pause while I get nitpicky. I think we're going to have to call that one close enough, even though I think it's technically not quite there. And then we got to try and make sure that it's lined up with that. Okay, and I think we put that there. Oh, so we do actually have to set it off from here just a little bit. So that's fine. We'll pop that there. We are going to have to clearly put in... Yeah, cinema is the only thing we've got. So it's not going to have any power, so we're also going to have to go ahead and add in a power source. That should connect up with that quite nicely. So we're also going to, like I said, have to put in power. We'll get a repeater substation in here. We should be able to go ahead and pop that down right here-ish. If we could go behind the buildings, I would, but I can't, so I shan't. We're just going to pop it off here in the trees just ever so slightly and go ahead and get the construction underway. We're also going to go ahead and remove the 2 from there because right now it's the only cinema we have. Now hopefully that will up the attraction over here and that will get us going. I'm also going to go ahead and research the large hotel, hotel and also the monorail. Although I'm not remembering where the monorail is in terms of, I think it's guest comfort. Okay, there we go. So yep, we need 5 there and 9 there. So let's try and get the large hotel researched first. So we want our logistics specialist, Dr. Brains, on that. I'll also throw our generalist, and we'll also throw in Dr. Cowan as well. And then we'll get the other 3 in on researching the monorail. So this is actually one of the things I was going to talk about with regards to the scientists, because what do you call it? Even though, you know, that's it. Eventually you get to a point, and like particularly when you're playing sandbox, when things like the expedition center and the science center become basically useless because you don't have to actually go out and look for genomes and do all that kind of stuff. I'm kind of hoping that's actually a customizable setting in sandbox mode. I haven't tried it yet, but that would be really cool if you could actually choose to not have all the genomes and everything unlocked from the word go. That would be cool. I'm just curious to see what our design choices are for the cinema. Okay, there we go. We put on the Jurassic World panels. The roof style is wood. We would like this to be large Jurassic World panel should be fine. Middle, yes. Metallic triangles. I'm actually going to leave them because since it's the cinema, it's kind of cool. Ground decorations, don't want the canopies though. Yes, small planters and trees would be great. If we have large planters, that'd be even better, and I think we do somewhere. There we go, large planters and trees. Yes, I'd actually prefer that one. That's great. And signage is for the cinema, so that's great. It's operational. Hopefully that means we'll see some increase. There we go. Okay, vegan buffet and root beer are profitable. Leisure wear, not quite there yet. But we should hopefully see some changes going in that direction. But like I was saying, you get the Expedition Center and the Science Center, and they become kind of useless in the late game. Once you're well developed and you've beaten all the challenges and everything in Jurassic World Evolution. But the scientist angle, yay, park rating up. But the scientist angle means that, okay, you still have, they still have jobs within your park because, you need them for dinosaur welfare and so on. So they no longer become useless. You just have to kind of shift your focus away from the research side of things and over into, synthesis and incubation, so it basically becomes research, genetics and welfare. Become your focus rather than logistics, because logistics are going to kind of fall by the wayside after a time. So, still not profitable yet, but we'll get there. I'm actually curious to see how this affects our amenity coverage. So, yep, now we can see we've got decent amenity coverage everywhere, even up around the Innovation Center, which is nice. So that's great. Our large hotel has now been unlocked, so we want to go ahead and pop one of those in here. Now, ideally, I would like to place this so you, and I actually had an idea that it would view both the herbivore enclosure and the lagoon. So actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and pop it down over here so I can still put the monorail station in there where I wanted it initially. So let's go ahead and pop the hotel down here. We'll go ahead and connect it to the path system. We'll even go ahead and give it a wide path. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and go around and replace the path sections that we've got here because this will increase guest comfort all around the park. And eventually, we are hoping this will be a main thoroughfare. So we'll go ahead and replace all the way around. We're not really worried about... Oh, there we go. Now I've finally remembered what the thing was that I remembered this morning that I wanted to tell everybody about. One of the features and aspects that I don't recall seeing ever changed back in the original Jurassic World Evolution, but has definitely been a thing here. So if we can step into the management views for a second, and I got to stop hitting square to go in there automatically. See, now their amenity coverage is altered ever so slightly. Interesting, because it was all blue before. All right, but in any case, so if we go back into the management views here, we can see that there is no demand out here in the park research area. Now, the transport demand also doesn't show up. And again, it's grayed out. So this no longer affects your guests in terms of coverage. Restrooms, nothing, because this is all staff. So again, logically you would assume that staff buildings have restrooms in them. Staff buildings will have cafeterias or food or whatever they need in order to do their jobs. So that was it. One of the kind of complaints that I had about the original Jurassic World Evolution was that the other needs and so on that exist in other areas of your park also apply if you want to create like an operations area where, hey, the only thing over here guys, is like the med units, the ranger teams, the power stations, and the hatchery. Like, dude, why do we need to worry about guest coverage all the way out here when that's all I've got? So it's definitely nice to see that now they've kind of taken that into consideration, and they no longer factor into your guests' needs. In fact, anywhere where there aren't attractions going on is where those needs no longer seem to be an issue. So, which I think is just fantastic. So, thank you, Frontier. Thank you for that. Now, let's see here. In terms of guests and transport, let's see. I want to see if we actually did manage to plop down our... Oh, okay. Nope. They have actually expanded the footprint for the monorail. So this is actually now a much larger item. Now, fortunately, I think we'll be able to fix that rather easily by just moving this repeater substation closer to the paths over here. And I should be able to do that without too much difficulty. So should we be able to go ahead and drop that there? And then I think we'll be able to get a monorail station parked right in here. I think it'll fit. Yep, there we go. Perfect. So we'll be able to get the monorail station in here, which is fantastic. I'm going to try and get it as close to that repeater substation as I can, because I do want to be able to... I think is actually lined up pretty well with the path there, because once this is built and everything, I do want to... And actually, I got room for another amenity or something over here in the corner as well, which is great. But I do eventually want to... I do want to be able to run the track in here, and actually it will run through the lagoon to try and recreate that shot, which also means I have to put a hotel over here too. So there's a view, because I think if you check the views, yeah, the views are always out the back of the hotel, and it doesn't seem to be a way to rotate the view. So definitely want to have a hotel which backs onto the lagoon so that we'll get that kind of that view out over everything like we had in the film, which definitely means I have to have the monorail station over here. Now, if I want to put in one that's closer to the guest entrance over here, that's going to be a trick and a half, because obviously I don't have anything. It'll be interesting to see what we come up with there, because this is obviously kind of the monorail that connects us closer over to where, again, we're going to put in the aviary over that away. Now, I wonder whether, because is this a monorail? This is a monorail arrival point. I don't think we can put in... I don't think we can put track onto the end of this. Oh, actually you can. That's actually really cool. The big problem, of course, being that it is currently outside the buildable area, which that kind of sucks, because actually having that monorail arrival point, being able to filter into other areas of the park would be frigging fantastic. But again, since it's outside the buildable area, you can't add on to it, which sucks. So yeah, I actually wish they just brought it in just a little bit, because I don't think I can move it. Nope, I can't. So yeah, that really sucks, because that would have been great if we could bring it in and then have it connect back around to the monorail station. So it's fine without the track completed. Then that just means that it doesn't operate, which is okay. My other question is going to be exactly how many monorail stations do I want to put in here. So I'm definitely thinking I'm going to want one on the other side of the lagoon here. But what it's going to attach to and so on, I don't really know just yet. So, but we do need to go ahead and start work on our aviary, which means I think we have to research it first off. So let's go ahead and do that. I do believe the monorail is our new building. Yep, the monorail station would be our new building. All right, now we go ahead and have to start planning our aviary. So First off, we need to know where our boundaries are. So we definitely want the aviary to be located in this area. And probably what we're going to do is go ahead and put the hexagon in that way. So let me go ahead, attractions. We can do additional configuration options for the attractions. We're not worried about that just yet. We want to go into Dinosaur Creation. We want to research the hatchery and the aviary. So let's see here. So we want to research the aviary. That's what we're trying to do. All right, so we need welfare specialist, definitely, and then we need to get ourselves up to 9. So that'll get us up there with with the generalist, and then if we pop on our logistics specialist, that'll get us down to about 2 minutes. So there we go. Get that started. Aviary upgrades, cool. All right, but that'll get us our aviary, so we can build that out here. Currently, no visible dinosaurs. That'll change in a second once that Gallimimus gets over here. Yeah, it's got a little. They have a little farther to go before they're visible, but. There we go. Now we've got the Gallimimus in view. All right, I'm actually kind of curious to see what the view looks like from the viewing platforms up here. There you go. You can see the Gallimimus down there. Whoop, a whole bunch of them. So it does look like the galleys have kind of moved over into this area. The compies have spread out some, although I do get nervous when they do that because, I mean, while I did spread out their food, they do have a nasty habit of panicking and getting themselves away from their chow. How are the trikes doing? The trikes are doing pretty okay too. Yeah, see, their territories all seem to overlap and they don't seem to be shrinking very much, even though they are supposed to, according to the tutorial. That is something that's supposed to happen. As they stop visiting certain areas in their territory, it causes their territory to shrink. So, all I can say is the lagoon is going to be huge. Vehicle under threat. Well, the trikes need to stop bothering the rangers. Oh, we hit 3. Oh.
Until I knew better, I'd always believed that dinosaurs existed only on land.
The dinosaurs, like all living things, originated in the sea. Some never left. We call them marine reptiles, however.
Like the Mosasaurus.
We'll get one ready.
You can do that?
It'll mean construction of a lagoon and hatchery. And it'll be expensive.
That is no longer something I worry about. See that it is done, whatever it takes, and include a viewing gallery with it. I want a seat in the front row for the first show.
Well, there you have it. Alright, so we got new locations, Pteranodon, Parasaurolophus. I'm wondering where we're gonna find mosasaur fossils. So let's see here. Giganotosaurus, Carnotaurus. Trying to look for new locations. Sinoceratops, Olorotitan, Velociraptor ×2. Ceratosaurus, Dimorphodon. Yeah, I don't think the mosasaur is going to be something we have to dig for. I could be wrong. Yeah, we got T-Rex, T-Rex, and T-Rex. So, all right, but we want to go to. We got more stuff. Paleontology, dig sites. All right. Now, again, to research, we want to look at dinosaur creation, especially since alright, our welfare specialist needs to be on this. Our logistics specialist will be on it. And we'll also tack our generalist on. And start the task. Yep, and then all of this will become Lagoon. I'm going to be very interested to see how it's implemented, because like I said, this is a very large area. I mean, once constructed, it will be literally the largest habitat that we've got. Maybe the herbivores are a little bit bigger. Maybe. All right, but let's see here. If we wanted to do enclosures and we wanted to build an aviary, we can do that. Yep, I think we're going to have to flatten some stuff. Or at the very least remove the water. Okay, get rid of the water. All right. Now, let's put down our first aviary dome. Where's the edge? Okay, there. All right, so first aviary dome. And we want to flatten the terrain. Okay, and we also have the... I have a brain, occasionally it works. We're going to have ourselves a nice big aviary. There we go, and in, through, and in. Here we are in the aviary. Okay, so we're also going to need an aviary hatchery, which will need to be powered. We'll get there. Alright, but we also have to construct a lagoon. So let's try and get the lagoon going here. In water. Yeah, okay, so we're apparently going to have to do the same thing that I just did to the aviary area, which is get rid of all the water. Although you would think it's kind of silly that the lagoon cares about being in water. I mean, anybody else going to remark on how kind of silly that seems? Aviary viewing gallery, lagoon viewing gallery. So we need to research this as well. But we need to build the hatchery first. Okay, well, since we know we want to put the viewing galleries somewhere over there, we're going to leave that area somewhat open. I'll be very curious to see how these get built up. I'm kind of assuming they have to be like the aviary. They have to be built, yeah, on to it. Constructed by what? Yeah, building constraints. Okay, well, at the very least... excuse me. At the very least, we will definitely have room for our viewing platform. And probably even to put in a hotel or two on the other side. Or our hatchery or whatever it is we need to. Oh, wait, I can't go in the water? Nope, apparently I cannot go in the water. Alright, so we need to go ahead now and add in a lagoon hatchery. Requires lagoon. It's got a lagoon, it's right there. And as usual, I like to put them away from guest areas. So yeah, no, these things have to be attached because airlifting a mosasaur seems problematic. Okay, and we also need power. Let's go ahead and add on some pylons here. Okay, well that'll get us power over that away. But yeah, knowing how the lagoons construct and so on in sandbox mode, definitely going to want to build things like the lagoon and the aviary so that you can then turn around and build the rest of it around there. Alright, now let's go ahead and research the marine viewing gallery. Excuse me, for which we're going to need our various specialists. Aviary and Lagoon Upgrades. And since we have our genetics specialist, we can go ahead and start researching marine reptiles. So we got everybody working on something. Yeah, the ranger team is the one that's gonna throw me for a loop. But I think at this point we also need to add in another response facility. So what I think we're gonna do is go ahead and add a response facility. Unfortunately, since this entire area is built on the grid, we shouldn't have any problem with plopping it in this way. There we go. Get the paths online. Standard path is all that's required here. There we go. Okay. We have our marine viewing gallery. We got new things that are researchable. It's not going to give us the... Oh, we got velociraptors now. But they don't want to give us the Spinosaur. That makes me sad. Alright. So once we get these guys, and these guys will actually end up... We're going to go ahead and rename these guys as Bravo. And this response facility will be Alpha. And we're going to add some tasks. Basically allowing them to take over A2. We're going to sign out here. A21, A22, and A23. There we go. Then we'll go ahead and tell Bravo that they no longer need to worry about this stuff. But we'll go ahead and make them responsible for Lagoon Hatchery. Since there's only one Lagoon Hatchery, we're not going to name it Lagoon Hatchery 1. And then let's see here. We'll also go ahead and take these posts off of that one's bit. We need to rename these guys as Capture Team Alpha. And we're going to assign them to here.
Confirmed.
But it does also mean that Capture Team Bravo is going to get assigned to the Herbivore Ranger posts because we have enough issues with that particular spot. Alright, so I don't think we can synthesize a dinosaur because we don't currently have any... We don't currently have any marine reptiles. So we're going to have to send out, oops, an expedition. View expedition map. There should be new ones. Now, if only there was a way to filter them so we actually only saw the ones that will yield the dinosaurs we want. Let's see, looking for new dig sites. New dig sites anywhere. Jurassic Coast, that's cool. Oh, we dug out France. Mosasaurus, why is it locked? Did we not complete that research? I thought we did. Yes, we know we got new dig sites. Oh, it may be because of our rating? It's possible. Yeah, I don't know why how the Rangers are gonna get to the mosasaurs. Don't ask. I have no idea. So, what's the holdup, guys? We can add in another... Hello, Dipstick. We can add in another bit here. Let's dispatch these. Hopefully we're not about to deal with another outbreak of the cold. Although, I don't know. I was actually anticipating an infected feeder. Yep, we're sending them. And actually, it would be a bad idea to add a vet station over here in those areas to provide us with additional power and so on. Or not power, but faster veterinary responses. Oh, actually, I haven't checked this. Does this work? If the nearest thing it's close to is... I'd be very curious. Okay, let me get a repeater substation going here. So if I put that there, and then put a small substation here. Nope. Apparently it has to be connected to power directly. It has to be directly connected to the power grid. Okay. That's fine. It's kind of what we wanted to check. see here. How are we going to get the power over there then? We're going to have to find another way around. Tuberculosis. Yep, we're going to get that researched immediately. How did everybody get tuberculosis? And how did the Rex get tuberculosis? They're all the way over there. Let's go, vet. Oh, there's a copy right down there. You get inoculated, and you get inoculated. Everyone gets inoculated. Okay, no sources of tuberculosis exist within the park. Awesome. Alright, now we need to figure out how to get power back here. We could literally give the aviary its own power supply. Which right now seems to be the way to go. Which means now we need to provide it with a path connection. Excuse me. Alright, now they have path connections and power. No ranger team assigned though, which is probably why we're going to go ahead. This will be the first one where we finally have a secondary or auxiliary or ancillary outpost of some kind.
Attention all personnel. Identified an approaching storm. Please await further instruction.
Identified an approaching storm. That's cool.
Personnel. Our weather forecast has been updated. The storm warning level has been raised.
Okay, that means we need to open the shelters.
All personnel, please proceed to cover.
Yes, please, please, please proceed to cover. Fence is broken. Fence is broken. Where is there a fence broken? Congratulations, Ranger Team 5. You're already on the job. Alright, the storm has passed.
Do I want the dinosaurs to fight? No. But do they want to fight? For some, it is what they were born for, what they live for, and what they're willing to die for. That is a purity that few humans have.
Yes, I know there's dinosaur threat. I got a ranger reporting to take care of the issue as we speak. I say, no longer an issue. Oh, we did have one galley that slipped the net, though. Yeah. Always happens after a storm.
Acknowledging asset collection request.
Which building is still without power? It'll come take care of it.
Transit has commenced. Asset transported.
All right. Okay, but I did want to flatten this because I want to put in another vet unit. I'm also going to go ahead and put in a new gate. Because we're going to change things up a little bit. This will still be Response Team Charlie, or Facility Charlie, which would make this one Charlie 1, and the other one Charlie 2, and this one Charlie. But it is going to change the designations of a couple of our ranger posts. Charlie 1, 2. This one will become Charlie 1, 3. Actually, Charlie 1, 1. And we'll make this one over here Charlie 1, 3. Nope, you have been unassigned. And now we'll deal with Charlie Team 1. So now it's on the move. Now then, we also want a new paleomed facility. And there we go. Okay, now we've got some stuff going on. All right. Let's see if we can't send some expeditions out to get Pteranodon fossils. Because if we can get Pteranodons, I think that'll get us up where we want to be. Well, I think we'll all agree that 640,000 is a lot cheaper. So we'll go with cheaper expeditions there. We'll also need our logistics specialist. So we'll send all of them out. We'll also have to put some scientists on R&R. Oh, but see, their territory has changed. Ooh, this one's looking a little bloody. But MVU Charlie will be able to respond much more quickly. Because they're right there. Almost makes me want to put the gate down here, though. Yay, fighting dinosaurs. Can we even put in the marine viewing stands yet? Oh, we can. Okay, good. So we'll want to put in, oh, we have to put them in sections.
once part of a remarkable underwater realm, with food chains and ecosystems often dominated by...
Organ trauma, that's a thing.
Heading to collect the asset.
Hopefully it doesn't wake up in transit or in surgery. It'll be an interesting thing to see whether it does wake up in the facility. That would be very interesting. Because I've never had a dinosaur that was so close to waking up that I've gone ahead and transported before.
Asset.
Yep, we got our big old aviary over here.
Delivery complete.
Alright, it's down. But I don't see it waking up, so, and it's definitely been more than 40 seconds, so. Yep, we know we got the Lagoon viewing stands online. Let's go ahead and add in another transport station. We'll finally get a couple of these monorail stations online. Granted, it's just one big loop from the mosasaurs. Whoops. To over closer to the aviary. Really, from one end of the lagoon to the other. Okay, oh no! Nope, it's not our T-Rex. Our T-Rex is not the dead one. It's one of our compies. No, one of our Ankies. It passed away from old age.
Heading to pick up the asset.
May want to check our other Ankies though, because their social requirement... Oh nope, their social requirement is actually very low. So... Alright, let's go ahead and transport our trike
Asset requiring collection.
back into their environment. This is obviously not going to be our final configuration. Yep. Jeez.
Asset
The
being
Yankees are
transported.
just all going. I am noticing though how much longer it is taking to build the monorail than in the first installment. Because in the first installment it was just boom, there it is. Now this actually is taking time to actually construct the track. Alright, so we have to increase the genome of the Mosasaurus. Which means, looking at fossils first. Oh, right, but we don't even have access to the dig sites, if I'm not mistaken, because the Mosasaur dig site is over here. Excuse me. But yet we can't access it because our rating is too low. So let's go ahead and try to get our Pteranodons up to snuff. Throw in some osmium in there. And then we need to put some staff members on vacation. Thinking we should also go ahead and put a staff center in over here because it's a small building. So it should definitely fit in this footprint. There we go, and we'll put on an upgrade as well. So there we go, now we got a staff training running, or a staff center running. Yep, getting into sandbox mode will be very, very interesting. New ailments, yep, because tuberculosis is not something I've encountered before. So there's that one, TB, good old TB. And then new buildings should be the Lagoon. The Lagoon viewing stand, and the Lagoon hatchery. Still something else here. Got to research advanced power technology. At least that's now proven to be profitable. Our geneticist on there, and then we need to send out for more Pteranodon fossils because we currently do not have enough. We're also going to have to start looking at more scientists. Since we have another staff center, we can recruit some more. That'll be good. Helen Fluitt. Okay, I'm recruiting her on her name alone. Welcome aboard, Helen. Also, faster and cheaper expeditions will be nice. Cheaper incubation, faster research. That's nice. Welfare specialist. Altruistic salary. Cheaper research is always nice and certainly better than some of the other things. So Evelyn Vasquez, you're definitely a good candidate. Cheaper incubation, faster research. Ooh, with good logistics. I think we're going to recruit Mr. Farouk, or Dr. Farouk. Evelyn. Yes, we are going to recruit you, Mohammed, and then we're going to take a look at a couple of other people. I think we're doing okay there. See if there's any research that would be helpful to have at this time. Avian viewing gallery would definitely be helpful. Let's see if we can get this going. Nah, because we have a limit of 3 scientists. This one we could get going though. Get Farouk on it. And Fluid. You guys can prove your merit. Did we not research this already? I thought we had. Let's see what people are... Okay, right now everything's generating a profit, which is good. Guest distribution, yes, we have no amenities out there, or amenities. No shopping. No food and no beverage. Out that way. So why we even need it out there, I have no idea. Transportation is looking okay. Guest crowding, we're not having any issues with. Restroom coverage. No restroom coverage issued. We're having a few restroom coverage issues. Okay. Well, let's look at a couple of things, shall we? Okay. Yes, but 2.5 is not where we want to be. We want to be higher. Alright, we'll allow boba. It's weird, but we'll permit it. No, not the Rex. That's no good.
Picking up asset.
That means we need another carnivore in this exhibit. It's part of the reason our ratings have gone down. We've lost a 5-star attraction. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, we don't have any carnivores to replace it. Oh, this is gonna be great.
Assets in the air.
Yep, we're having some logistical issues. Because we can't increase the genome of the mosasaur until we get access to those dig sites. And we can't get access to those dig sites until we have a 3-star rating, which we had for the briefest of moments, and now no longer have. And unfortunately, I'm pretty sure our income is decreasing significantly, even though our costs are rising. So we're going to have some trouble in not too long. Currently nothing in there.
Your attention, please. This attraction is currently closed. We are sorry for the inconvenience caused.
It's currently making a profit. But yes, we're definitely reducing the running cost on that one. Ooh, this one's not making a profit. Because there's nobody in there. Yeah, and that makes sense because there's no attraction here. Alright, let's see what kind of fossils they brought back. This is not helpful. I mean, yes, thank you for the money. Surrounded by enormous piles of money. Except that our genetic specialist needs a break. Fortunately, we can still do the extractions without her. Where is Dr. Matubar? He's a generalist. He can handle this. Well, that's good, because we do need one with the large appetite. I have a brain, occasionally it works. With the large appetite trait so that we can research the modification. Not that we're doing that at the moment. We still need to look at our finances here. Now, fortunately, being down $130 per month rather than a couple $100,000 per month is great. We're just going to have to deactivate some of these buildings that aren't making a profit because we don't need them costing us money right now.
Your attention, please. This attraction is currently closed. We are sorry for the inconvenience caused. Your attention, please. This attraction is currently closed. Sorry for the inconvenience caused.
Which, sadly, I don't think is going to help our ratings. Okay, we need to have a look at this one. Is it still? It's still somehow making a profit. All right, so we should have just made some money. Okay, we're gonna have to shell out bigger bucks to go for one of the other Pteranodon sites because that one yielded us literally nothing. All right. Cheaper expedition. Send the logistics specialist. And we're also going to send Dr. Fluid. So that'll significantly reduce the cost. Keep us up over 13 million. And also let's check our income. Okay, we are currently making 45 grand a minute. So that's better. We're back in the positives here. Because we need a new attraction in order to get us up to a 3-star rating. Do we have aerial viewing galleries? That'll be the big question now. Can we research this? Nope, not at this time, and it's going to cost us $2 million to do it. I believe we're going to have to, for the time being, demolish the aviary domes. That'll give us a few $100,000 back. And now we're actually going to cause time to speed up because we need that expedition to get back in a hurry. We're going to deliver this Apatosaurus
Asset to be collected.
out here. Yes, well, you just need to expand your territory a little bit, fella.
Commencing asset transit.
Are we still? Yep, we are still making profit. This is good. We're still not making a boatload of profit, but we are still profiting.
Asset transportation complete.
And as long as things are continuing to be profitable, we will endure. Let us look, because I just saw overcrowded guests. So guest overcrowding is actually not occurring in very many places. Alright, our expedition came back with Pteranodon Fossils galore. We will go ahead and queue them up and get our genetics specialist on it. But then we need to send out an expedition for new carnivorous fossils. For example, the Carnotaur would be great. Or even a Giganotosaurus. That would also be great. Cheaper expeditions ×2. I'm betting, though, we are limited to just 3 scientists. Yeah, that becomes problematic. See, that gets us to 10. That means we gotta spend the full 850. Alright, let's take a look. Yeah, that's much better and doesn't require as many. So we'll send our logistics specialist. We'll send both of our cheaper expedition guys. That'll result in a reduction in the amount of time it takes us to get something back. And then we can add a couple of Carnotauruses. Oh boy. What is it? It's one of our galleys. Great, so one of our galleys are going to start dying of old age too.
Collecting asset.
Fantastic. Gonna be great.
Asset has been collected.
Let this be a lesson to you folks. Make sure you don't forget to keep upping your genome, especially on dinosaurs which you have been given. For example, the Triceratops. All right. All right, we've got fossils on fossils and fossils. Unfortunately, we got some good money makers too out of that. So now, fortunately, I think we can go ahead and, oops, we can go ahead and upgrade our extraction capacity, which I think at this point is going to be very, very helpful.
En route to collect the asset.
All right, we've upgraded the extraction capacity, so hopefully we can do more of these in one go. We want as much amber as possible here. And we should also go ahead and throw in our money makers too, because let's face it, folks, we need the money. So that'll be about $470,000 once this extraction is completed. Get our genetic specialist on it. And then we need to send out an expedition before we let these guys rest for things like Gallimimus, for which we will have to send out to China. That'll do. We want cheaper expeditions, definitely. And we're also going to send the generalist. Let's go ahead and send some people on R&R as well. So 1, 2, and 3. So only Farouk is not on R&R at this moment. Yep, we're going to have a problem because the galleys are going to start getting uncomfortable now that they're all dying off.
En route to pick up the asset.
Yep, we can see they're feeling lonely. Their populations are too small. Yes, that's just what we need to hear. Which means if we look at our income, yep, we're down about two grand per minute, which is not good. Okay, we need to go ahead and start incubating. Okay, there we go. Better wait until the expedition comes back. Plus then our genetic specialist will be back. Alright folks, it's going to take some time for me to actually advance us to the next stage, so I'm going to go ahead and pause our broadcast here. Thanks for sticking around, but yes, I definitely need to try and get myself out of this mess that I find myself in. So once we're ready to plop a mosasaur down into that lagoon, we'll be sure to bring you all back. But for now, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all later.